A very happy evening, sir. And a very happy evening to the others also. Though we met just 10 minutes ago. Others, please switch on your videos.
Speaker engaged. The speaker left there is your keypad.
Happy evening, all of you.
Happy evening, sir.
Happy evening, happy evening. 1 minute.
Yes,
Okay. I will just close the door and switch on the light and then switch on my video. Just hold on. huh? Okay.
Yes, sir. ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಹರ್ಷಿತಾ ಅನಗ ತಲೆ ತಿರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ
ಯಾಕೆ ಭೂಮಿಕಾ ತಿರುಗ್ತಾನೇ ಇದೆ
ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್
ಪ್ರದ್ಯುಮ್ನ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ವೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಶೆಕೆನಾ ಸಾಗರದಲ್ಲಿ
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೆಕೆ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ
ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತಾ
ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಅದು
ಸೆಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸೆಕೆಗಲ್ಲ ಐ ಲವ್ ಸಮ್ಮರ್
I like it more than winter.
I love summer. I don't like winter. I just don't like rainy.
I hate rainy season. My mood gets so bad.
Exactly.
I like rain. It's so gentle. I mean, the smell that you get before the rainfall is just
That is okay. All the smell, the other things are okay. But
Bangalore rain is not nice. In Ghats and all, the rain is beautiful.
We'll become lazy in rainy days.
That is there. You should
sleepy
only
mood.
sleep. That's all.
I like
Very
rainy
fun.
season because I don't like to go out more. I'm
Oh,
a
I love
home
going out.
person.
Yeah, Satyam Nasim. I
So
don't
your
like
lockdown was not bad. You liked
Lockdown
it.
was
Yeah, perfect.
very good for me, for people like me.
I love going out, so
So I
rain is
never
like a
tell
bummer for
lockdown
me.
was
Yeah,
good,
me
I tell
too.
I want it.
Especially.
I don't mind if it rains at night and all.
Yeah. ಇದು ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಹೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ರೇನ್ ಶುರು
Give a timetable, no? Only morning 5 to 6 and evening 7 to 9. Only that time only rain.
I am not the Google accountant like you know. No error of commission.
I don't want to go outside only, so it can rain 24/7. I don't care.
I don't like it.
Best
You remember we
is
had
sleeping.
this lesson, some Venus.
Oh yeah,
That
I remember.
Then he loved that place. That place only
It is depressing.
once in 7 years you can
Conditions
get
provided,
sunlight.
okay? Like I need a good internet connection and electronic device. That's it. Nothing else.
Oh,
Only
that's
two
very
conditions.
good.
Yeah, Venus. That story was depressing. It is.
I don't
Without
like
the sun ever is sad, but sometimes rain, sometimes sun is good. Cold I don't like. I don't like.
I don't like winter also.
Direct.
Okay. Can we
Oh.
start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I don't know what you all were telling.
We were
Something
speaking
what 24.
about which seasons which we like.
Is it
I love summer. So summer is coming up.
Very good. Very good. You're pretty hot. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I can understand. I understand. That's why he was telling 24/7 I'm available for you or something was he telling, no? He
Sir, I
just
told 24/7 it can rain. I don't like to go out anyway, so it's fine. with
Oh,
me.
like
That's
that.
what I-
Oh, cozy in the house. Very naughty. Very naughty. I can understand. What you said, I just need one device. What you were saying? Something I got very confused.
Internet connection and any device, good device.
Oh, any device. Very interesting. Keep it up. Yeah. Yeah, Chinmay, we'll start with BCK. Let's not get into these heated discussions. Heated.
Yes.
Okay.
Paper 4 has 2 parts. This is part 2, business and commercial knowledge, which is for 40 marks. And BCK, the first chapter, there are 6 chapters. First chapter is business and commercial knowledge introduction. So we'll read the summary of the introduction chapter and other chapters coming up. BCK is a vast, eclectic and an ever evolving and ever expanding universe of knowledge. Professionals like chartered accountants whose primary arena of work comprises businesses must enhance their awareness of and engagement with the philosophies, lexicon, and grammar of BCK. It is a foundational to grasping the core. Thus, it is unlikely that one can truly master accounting and taxation that, in popular perception, comprise the core of chartered accountancy without adequate base in BCK. In this chapter, we have situated the business in the wider context of human engagements, more so in the context of a myriad of
Myriad, yeah.
myriad of economic activities. We have seen that business as an economic activity is distinguishable from employment and profession. It focuses on production not for self-consumption but for the markets. It is characterized by investment intensity and employment generation potential. It spurs economic growth via entrepreneurial initiative and creativity. We have also described the meaning of business ownership and the various forms it may take, single or sole or joint proprietary or corporate. We have seen how unincorporated enterprises, more so sole proprietorship, comprises the informal sector, individually not as powerful, but collectively collectively an economic force to reckon with. The ownership of such enterprises is fraught with the fallouts of unlimited liability and the status as going concerns with fragility. We also saw how Hindu undivided family businesses comprise a distinct Indian form of business organization. Finally, we focused on the growing corporatization of the economic system. We studied as to how this form necessitated the development of a comprehensive system of incorporation, accounting, audit, and accountability of the corporations towards the various stakeholders.
Okay, so when we started off this chapter, BCK Introduction to Business and Commercial Knowledge, you should remember that business and commercial knowledge is a study of all commercial and business activities which are taking place around you. So as a chartered accountant, it's not enough if you know only how to pass journal entries, prepare ledger account. You should also know what is happening in the business world. What is the meaning of market? What is the environment? What are the organizations which help business, etc. So the subject which defines all this is called business and commercial knowledge, or business BCK. It's a vast subject. As you know, you have so much production, marketing, finance, HR, human resource. It's eclectic. That means it borrows from different disciplines. You'll find business borrowing from psychology, how to motivate workers. You'll find business borrowing from statistics, how to calculate the trend of businesses, profits over. It borrows from mathematics, correct? On how to calculate the discount or premium on shares. So it borrows from different subjects. That's why it's called eclectic. It's ever evolving and ever expanding. Means what BCK was 10 years back, it's not the same today. So it is ever evolving. We have now business which has mobile apps as the main contour of the business, which was not true in 2011, right? You have OTT platforms which are not true around 3-4 years back. 2017, you didn't have OTT, which was overtaking the digital market or the DTH market. So everything keeps changing. So it's ever evolving and ever expanding. We studied that all activities can be divided into two categories: economic activities and non-economic activities. Any non-economic activity can be patriotic, religious, cultural. It can be philanthropic. It can be caused out of love and affection. So, for example, you're teaching your smaller brother or smaller sister. It's a activity which you do out of natural love and affection, or you go and volunteer for the Indian Army to get them water, which is a patriotic activity. You're not expecting anything. Any activity where you don't expect anything in return is called as a non-economic activity, which includes, as I told you, cultural. You might take part in a religious gathering in somebody's house or sing bhajans for them. That is you're not expecting any money in return for that. Economic activities are again divided into three main categories: business, employment, and profession. Employment is, when a person works for another person for a particular salary or wage. Profession is when a person acquires a professional degree, which is a specific skill or knowledge in a particular field, like chartered accountancy, company secretary, engineering, doctors, etc., and they charge a fee. Business is again divided into two parts: trade, industry, and commerce. What it is? Industry and commerce. Industry is basically concerned with the manufacturing of goods and services, and you have different types of industries. Commerce is again divided into two parts, that is trade and aid to trade. Trade is basically buying and selling of goods. Aid to trade is advertising, warehousing, transport, which helps in the trade. So we understood what is business, etc. We also understood that there are different forms of business organization. Sole proprietorship, which is the most traditional form, it has unlimited liability, there is limited capital, correct? But there's greater autonomy. One person is the boss. Then you move to the partnership, which you have studied under May also in the Partnership Act. 2 or more people form a business. When the business grows, you have shared responsibility, liability, joint and several. Then you go on to the corporate form of business. You means you have the Hindu undivided family or the joint Hindu family, where a family from a Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, or Parsi family can start a business. The eldest person of the family is called the Karta, and the people who are a part of the 3 generations of the family are called as co-partners. And you might know that now even a female can become a Karta. The liability of the Karta is unlimited, the liability of the co-partner is limited. And then we discussed the 2 corporate form of business organizations. That's a limited liability partnership, where you have to get it registered, where the liability is limited only to the extent of what you have invested, and the company form of business organization, which is the epitome of all businesses, where collectively people invest in a business and the business makes profit and distributes dividend at the end of the year. So that was nothing but your first chapter, correct or no? And remember, it's all MCQs, so you don't have to worry too much. It's not that you have to write what is economic activity, what is non-economic, what is what's the difference between business, employment, profession. They will just give you options and you'll have to take A, B, C, D. So it is basically coloring. You have to shade it, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what you all did, no, when you all were in 2nd standard, 3rd standard, shade, correct or no? So you will learn, you will revive those days of your.
Yes, sir.
Learn.
Okay. So now we move on to the second chapter, that's the business environment or environment, however you want to pronounce it. Left to you, totally. We begin this chapter by understanding the concept of business. A business is society's organ of economic expansion, growth, and change. A business for our purpose can be any activity consisting of purchase, sale, manufacture, processing, and or marketing of products and or services.
So this includes what I told you: purchase, manufacture, purchase, advertising, everything. That industry and commerce again trade and aid to trade. Everything consists of business: purchasing, processing. You might be having a shop like Reliance Geomart, which buys and sells, or you might have a processing unit which process like Amul, which processes milk into cheese and butter. And it's also trading, buying, selling. Everything comes under business, correct or no? Okay, country. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, before we continue, I just have a small announcement to make, but because it's very important, I'm just cutting through your session.
Please.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No problem. Take it.
Yes, sir. Guys, tomorrow the session was supposed to be from 6 to 9:15. It is changed to 7 to 9:15. Your session starts at 7. At what time?
7.
7. Don't come at 6 and text me saying the meeting is not yet started. I have come early. You have not come early. You have come too early. The session is at 7.
What you'll do is to confirm, no, all of y'all type in the chat box 77777.
Yeah, that's good.
7. Type 7 and give a heart sign with that. For Chinmay.
That and all, no need. Just 7. You just keep sending 7.
7 is the lucky number. Lucky 7.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
7.
James Bond. Anything.
Anything you want.
Connects.
7.
Yeah.
if you come at 7, you'll feel like you're in heaven. Because if you come at 6, you'll be in a fix. Okay.
Wow. That's a good one, sir.
Who's taking the class tomorrow at 7?
Divishi ma'am.
Oh, wow. Then it's very good.
Yes, sir.
7. Okay. Now
Oh.
let's go to business. Business we understood.
Yes. This chapter explains the 3 basic goals of environmental analysis and business environment, with its characteristics such as complexity, dynamism, multifaceted nature, and far-reaching impact. The relationship between organization and its environment is also discussed in terms of interactions between them in several major areas. The environment in which an organization exists could be broadly divided into 2 categories, external and internal environment. The external environment is further classified into 2 categories, micro and macro environment. Micro environment relates to those forces that fall within the immediate small periphery of the environment, of the organization.
Yeah.
It consists of customers, competitors, organization, market, suppliers, intermediaries, etc. Macro environment is at a distance and has broader dimensions. It consists of demographic, economic, political, legal, socio-cultural, technological, and global environment, etc. We also studied the PESEL analysis, which is used to analyze the external macro environment, and it differs from SWOT analysis. The approaches of strategic response to the environment, which may be followed by business, have also been discussed in this chapter. Yes, sir.
Okay, so understand 2 or 3 things. One, every business functions within an environment. Just like human beings, you and me function within an environment. There are 2 environments in which you survive. One is the natural environment, that is your air, water, trees, lakes, ponds, correct or no? You can't live without air and water and sunshine, correct or no? That is a natural environment. And you have to adopt. Suppose you are discussing it's hot, so you have to change into lighter clothing, white clothes, so that you don't feel hot. You have to have a deodorant because you'll be sweating. And winter, you'll have to put on more clothes. So you're adapting to the natural environment. And there's also a man-made environment, the roads, the highways, the internet, the Wi-Fi, etc., which all of y'all need, for your entertainment. You need Wi-Fi connection. For education also you need a proper road to travel from one place, just like you need. And if you don't adapt to the changing situation, you will not be able to survive. You say, I'm going to wear warm clothes even in summer, you'll get rashes and you'll fall sick, correct or no? So the same way a business functions within an environment, and this environment is complex because it's not very easy to understand, because there are so many aspects to it. That's why it's called multifaceted. What it is called? You have political, economic, etc. And it is very, very dynamic. It keeps changing. You don't know, 2 years back, 5-star hotels were doing really well, but the environment changed and you had Corona and they were offering rooms which they were offering for 15,000, 20,000 a day for 4,000, 5,000 rupees, correct? So it is complex, it's dynamic, it is multifaceted, correct? And it has a far-reaching impact on your business. Because one business environment can either ruin your business. Yeah. They have a doubt or something?
I don't know. Who is that? Anybody has a doubt?
Who? You have anything you want to say? He said,
sir. Or you just
no?
fell down from your seat and like, Abba, sir, like that? No, right? Hope the latter one is the right option.
If you have any doubt, please ask
me.
And in case you have a poor internet connection, type your doubt in the chat box and Chinmay will read it out. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. So you can block me at any time. Far-reaching impact is, you see how companies which are profitable, like the airlines 2 years back, have become loss-making enterprises. And you recently saw the Indigo co-founder resigned, Rakesh Gangwal. So they are facing, so it has a far-reaching impact. Now, business environment can be divided into 2 categories, the internal environment and the external environment. Internal environment is the environment over which the business has complete control, which is within the grasp of the business. And these are the 5 M's: men, machine, methods, material, and money. Remember, I had done this with you. Your men,
yes,
the workers, the machines, the material, the money, and the methods, what you're using. The external environment is more important because that affects your business much more than your internal environment, and that is divided into 2 parts, the micro and the macro. Micro environment, as you read out, is that environment which is within the immediate vicinity, which is within the immediate periphery, neighborhood of the business, over which the business has some control. So it's like a semi-controllable environment. Your customers, you can influence them by giving them freebies. Your competitors, you have a pharmacy shop opposite you, another pharmacy shop, so you can have a mutual arrangement with each other, correct? Your workers, your organizational structure. I don't know what happened. And your macro environment is basically that environment over which you have no control at all, which is completely outside your purview. It includes the PESEL plus D. Okay, so remember this. 1 minute, I'm going to drink water and come back. So just hold on. Okay, 1 minute.
Yes, sir. Sorry. Today, everybody's faces are a little low. Why? Chana bandila marks antana.
Akka?
Yaraka. Helaka. Pulakeshi or someone. Yes, tell me.
Coffee ಆಯ್ತಾ ಅಕ್ಕ?
Hey, Varun. Hi. That should be Varun. If it's not Varun, I'm
Hi Varun.
Makes no sense. Hi, who are you? Coffee, no, Agila. Yeah, who are you? I'll answer the question first. But please don't answer by saying I am Shetty Sir, chartered accountant, or I am Shetty Sir, a real estate owner.
Pulikesh ma.
Who's Pulikesh? Hello? But that Akka sounded like Varun, no? I don't
We're
know.
also
Others,
waiting in anticipation.
Varun Alado. I know it's Varun only, but still. ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಹೆಸರು ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಡ, ಇದು ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ ಹಬ್ಬಗೆ ತೆಗ್ದ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು ತಾನೆ?
Chinmay?
Yes.
Unaka.
Okay, this is very confusing. Hello?
Come exam. It's not him.
Okay, that's not Varun. Then who is this?
Sir illa andre bidaka.
Oh, a nuisance. Very good. Enjoy in waiting room. Bye. Dare to mess with me.
Hello, am I audible,
sir.
visible?
Yes sir.
Sir, illa birappa. Who is that? Yeah.
I don't know, sir. I thought it was Varun with a changed name or something.
And then afterwards, before also, he had told something.
Yeah, I was wondering who that was.
Sir, and then he told some Akka something, no?
No, Akka, everything is fine because we have seen Varun and that's how he is. But then that was a little too extreme, saying Akka, sir, illa bidu parvagilla. So I was like, I got to know it. Some nuisance was going to come and make trouble. I know where his place is. I should have removed him, but I still put him in the waiting room in case he's a student.
Correct. They should create also one restroom over here in this Zoom. So you should move. We put him that waiting rate. And put them in the restroom, and then as soon as you put them in the restroom, that smell should come from the computer, some dirty smell. Then also that they are.
Oh.
What an idea, no?
What an idea, Sachi.
Terrific idea sir.
Seriously.
idea, sir.
Not terrific, it's terrible idea. Such a that terrible smell. You won't put it all.
You want to know where do you want to go? And they'll show all pictures of all those things, and also you'll be in the restroom, so you will only exit the meeting.
I know.
Okay, coming to the point. So macro environment is completely outside the control of the business. It's uncontrollable environment and includes that PESEL, which I told, political environment, economic environment, social and cultural environment, technological environment, legal environment, ecological environment. Demographic environment is not a part of the PESEL analysis, but that is very important. Correct or no? So demographic deals with the science of population, the age, gender, population distribution, etc. So that affects your business, right? Whether you're going to market to the younger generation, older generation, to the male or female population, the political environment, it affects your business, whether you're going to get trade licenses, make in India. The socio-cultural environment is basically the environment of the social change in society. Nowadays, people have become more nuclear families as compared to joint families. So you need smaller buildings, smaller houses, smaller cars, cultural environment. Women have started working, so the business has to make ready-to-make, eat upma, ready-to-eat pulyogra, washing machines, all that have come into picture. Technological environment is, foldable telephones, rollable TVs, OTT, your mobile apps, which are doing so many different types of works, your legal environment, basically all the laws which you have to follow, including the Companies Act, Contract Act. The ecological environment, you have to be, don't print paper, you have to take care, no carbon emissions, you have to get a test done for your car, understand, for the amount of emission which comes out, all that is the ecological environment. So all this was covered in the macro environment. We also discussed that an organization has a three-pronged relationship with the environment. One is exchange of resources. The exchange men, you get the raw materials from the environment and you give out finished goods. So you get men, machine, methods, material and money, and you also give out finished resources. Then the exchange of information. You get information from the environment and you also let out information in the form of advertisement, annual reports, etc. And the last was the exchange of power and influence, if you remember. So the environment exercises some power and influence on the business also exercises. So these were the three exchange of resources. We also discussed three responses of the organization to the environment. One is, the first one is, there is no response at all, right? Where the business just moves along with the change in environment. This is a very, very dangerous strategy. Then the second is proceed with caution, where you move, but you proceed with caution. And the third one is the dynamic response. Dynamic response is, even before the environment can change, you actually change your business model to make the business better. So that was chapter number 2. What it was chapter number
2.
Yes, chapter 3. Yeah, Chinmay, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
She's gone out of the meeting, or what?
No, I was drinking water.
Okay.
My mouth is filled with water. Yes. So next is the third chapter. Yes, sir. Third chapter. Third chapter is business organization.
Okay,
Company.
Yeah, okay, read.
A company overview is the most effective way to acquire business intelligence and gain vital information about it. It becomes essential for business professionals, business analysts such as budget analysts, financial analysts, management analysts, and market research analysts to analyze business practices, identifying potential business problems, market requirements, and providing financial, marketing, and or managerial solutions. Budget analysts help companies and organizations keep their finances on track. Financial analysts offer advice on investment decisions for external or internal financial clients as a core part of the job. Management analysts work with the heads of the business to improve efficiency and consequently profitability. Market research analysts study competitors and clients' strengths, weaknesses in order to advise a company on what decisions would be most profitable. The detailed study of some of the eminent national and multinational companies from the different sectors and a wide range of industries give an insight about the discussed companies and industries. It would help you to develop an understanding of how to analyze the information when received, collected, or made available from the different sources for understanding, analysis, and reporting in day-to-day business life. With a detailed company profile, one can get an insight into each company's competitors' strengths, weaknesses, strategies in its strategies and performance. The business news focus primarily on market or policy news, as well as its position in terms of its competition, as it is relevant to the business owners, economists, financiers, the public policy makers, business analysts, professors, researchers, and students. So this is the chapter where you have to know the CFO, headquarters, CEO.
Yeah.
So make a table and circulate it in your study group. Each person take one and circulate.
But we have circulated it, no? That Vaishnavi had sent it last time, no?
No, sir, she didn't send the entire.
But somebody had done it, no? For the last Harshita?
It was
something?
last batch, Kushi, sir.
No. After that also they sent it. Last batch also sent it, right? They
Yes,
sent
sir, I
it.
sent
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yes,
Who sent it?
Sent it.
I
Last
sent
batch you sent.
Who?
Last batch ಅಲ್ಲಿ you sent. Chinmay.
Nana.
Last batch ಅಲ್ಲಿ Vaishnavi hatra ಕಳ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು you sent it. This batch I don't know.
We
Okay,
got
then-
it from Deepika. I sent it.
Oh yeah, you sent.
Then send
Lipika,
it,
too.
resend it.
Resend it to the group and just see if it is. It's sent, right? With all the modifications and all that?
Yes, the PDF which Vaishnavi made, I circulated in the group, sir.
What
Yeah.
I suggest is one of you do it again so that you will also be able to get a hold of the subject.
No. And also, if there are any changes, did you check up, Lipika?
Yes, sir, that they have to check.
If the CEO has
I
changed,
think I have to check that.
just check that up, no?
I have to
And
check that, sir.
1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of you all assign yourself 2 or 3 companies in each group and start checking that out, right? So this chapter is mainly about that. Analysis is basically breaking down of information. So when you break down an information into smaller parts, it is called analysis. And when you analyze something, you can analyze the financial records, break down the profit, the assets, liabilities, or a SWOT analysis or the competition, etc. It helps you to take decisions better. So this entire chapter is about those companies, CFOs, etc. You all have sent it in the group. Lipika has sent it. Just check up, because I think so in the recent CA update, they will give you, your material will have most of the updated information. In case there's any change, they tell you that the CEO or CFO has changed. Correct or no? But usually it will not change, right? So keep that into perspective.
Right.
So that's the third chapter, right? Let's go to chapter 4.
Yes, sir. Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is government policies for business growth. So in this chapter, it's basically all the chit fund, atomic energy, and all those.
That
stuff which
liberalization, privatization, globalization,
come in.
and all. LPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This chapter elaborates the importance of government policies on business. The government policies in some cases help in facilitating business, whereas in many other cases they are restrictive, controlling, and regulating in nature. After independence, India followed a mixed economic policy. A large number of government companies, popularly called the public sector undertakings or the PSUs, existed beside the private sector companies. After sticking to its controlled economic model for a long period of time, the government of India ushered in an era of policy shift during 1991. The policy change was popularly referred to as the LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. With this policy shift, the equity market strengthened. A lot of foreign direct investments, that's FDI, flown in different sectors of the Indian economy. Though these policy changes resulted in metamorphosis of the Indian economy. Yes, sir.
Okay, so understand that policies are basically broad frameworks within which decisions have to be taken. So the government lays down certain policies which are frameworks, which are guides to action, like minimum 10% reservation for SC/ST in government jobs. So you can have 11%, 12%, but you cannot go. So it sets a boundary within which a person can take decision. Like in Tamil Nadu, 60% of all factory jobs have to be reserved for resident Tamilians. So that becomes a policy. So the policy of the government can be restrictive, it can be regulative, it can be facilitative. Restrictive is it tells you no smoking in public areas, correct? Or no emission beyond 1 ton per annum. Regulative is basically you regulate it, that the prices can be fixed, Like the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India says that there should be fair competition. Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of said that you have to have certain amount which has to be invested. If you're taking the investors' money, it has to be invested only in government security, so that the security, you take care of the investments of the people. And the last one, which is very important, is facilitating policies, which are basically to facilitate, help setting up of the national skill development session, providing employability, giving subsidies to handloom workers, all policies which enhance the business, is called as facilitating policies. So remember, 3 types of policies: restrictive, regulating, and facilitating. And the policies were there prior to independence, which was basically all the policies of Chanakya and Alauddin Khilji. You had a historical perspective, and these perspective after independence, it was basically agricultural policy. Then it had industry, and the most important policy which took place 30 years back was in 1992 with the liberalization, privatization, and globalization. So from 1947 to 1992, India grew at 3% per annum. But after that, they have been growing at 8 to 9% per, allowing foreign. Liberalization is allowing, easing the restrictions on trade. Privatization is basically allowing public sector undertakings to be taken over by private sector. And globalization is integrating the Indian economy with the world economy, is called as
globalization.
Yes. So we discussed all this in the 4th chapter. Yes, Chinmay.
Sorry, sir, that time I forgot to mute myself.
Okay, it's 4 chapters are done. The 5th one.
Yeah, 5th chapter, organizations facilitating business.
This is a continuation of the previous chapter. Remember, we did
it's all
facilitating.
About SEBI, RBI, NABARD, all that. The financial system in India is regulated by independent regulators in the field of banking, insurance, capital market, commodities market, and pension funds. Government of India plays a significant role in controlling the financial system in India by influencing these regulators. Indian regulatory boards such as SEBI, RBI, IRDA, CCI, and the Indian development banks like NABARD, etc., are the key organizations that facilitate businesses in India. SEBI is an authority to regulate and develop the Indian capital market and protect the interest of investors in the capital market. Controller of capital issues has been repealed by the SEBI, an authority under the Capital Issue Control Act of 1947. The RBI of India is the central bank of our country. It occupies a pivotal position of Indian economy. The RBI, developed by the Central Bank of India, performs all the central banking functions. Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, that is IRDAI. It's not Indian regulatory. Don't think that all I's are mean India. It is Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. The second I is India. It is an autonomous apex statutory board which regulates and develops the insurance industry in India. It was constituted by the Parliament of India Act called Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority Act of 1999 and duly passed by the Government of India. Competition Commission of India, that's the CCI, is responsible for enforcing the Competition Act of 2002 throughout India and to prevent activities that have an appreciable adverse effect on competition in India. That's it, sir. You can go.
Okay, now just like the facilitating organizations work at 3 levels. They work at the micro level. So you'll have these clearing agents, forwarding agents who will help you in exporting goods, or you'll have business incubators who will help you to start your business. Then you have at the business level or the intermediate level, the entire advertising industry or the warehousing industry, which helps the businesses. And you have at the macro level, which is what we are talking about, facilitating, which government has set up several units and organizations. So let's say your Canara Bank next to you is giving you a loan. It is a micro level. The entire banking system is the intermediate level. And the apex body which governs the entire banking system in the country is the Reserve Bank of India, which is the macro level, right? So in the macro level organizations, the most important is banking, right? So, and the government, the entire banking has been the organization which regulates the entire banking in our country. In fact, the entire financial system in our country is the Reserve Bank of India. So remember, it was started before independence in 1934, correct? The RBI Act, but it came into existence in 1935. And the RBI does a lot of functions. They have facilitated monopoly of note issue. It issues the currency. It maintains the credit, that is the inflation in the country. It maintains the government's bank accounts. It represents the government in foreign authorities and like in IMF and World Bank. It also is the lender of the last resort for commercial banks if the banks run out of money. It is a very, very important banker's bank, where any bank requires any money at any point of time, it helps in. So you'll have to learn the central banking functions of the Reserve Bank of India. Then to regulate the, you all don't have SEBI, right? You all had SEBI, right? Yeah. To regulate the stock markets across the country, you have something called the Securities Exchange Board of India. Now you have to understand the Securities Exchange Board of India as a quasi-executive, quasi-judicial and quasi-legislative body. It can frame laws, that means it's quasi-legislative. It's quasi-judicial, it can take calls on certain disputes between different companies, and it is also quasi-executive. It can search and seize documents from various organizations, and it can impose penalties on certain organizations. And it sees that the investors' interest is taken care of, because people invest crores of rupees in the stock market and they shouldn't be taken for a ride. So that is done by SEBI. Then we discussed the IRDAI, the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India, which was basically to regulate the insurance business in our country, because there's only one big LIC. And then in, I think so, in 1996, they opened up the economy for private sector players like Tata, AIG, Birla, MetLife, etc. So they needed a governing authority who could regulate these private. It shouldn't be that they take the insurance money of the people and they run off, their lifetime savings get wasted. So that is the IRDAI, correct or no? And so these were the various government organizations which you have to study. Any other organization which we missed out? NABARD, right?
Yes, sir.
NABARD is the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, which takes care of all the agricultural banking services across the country, right? So this one. Okay, so that was that chapter, and last chapter now.
Yeah. Now it's the last chapter, that is the common business terminologies.
So this we can't do. This is all, we took nearly 5-6 classes to do this chapter. Remember, financial terminology, marketing terminology, business terminology, banking terminology, production, HR terminology. So right from what is triple bottom line. Anybody remembers what is triple bottom line? What are the three?
Sir, it's related to the three things that a company must necessarily do. So something about caring about the environment. Sir, it's like CSR.
Yeah, but what are the three parts of the triple bottom line? A single bottom line is profit. Triple bottom line is planet, profit, and people. So when you're running a business, you should take care of the planet, environment. You should take care of the people who are working in your organization, and you should also take care of profit. So they'll ask you, what are the three elements of triple bottom line? People, planet, profit. People, planet, something else. They'll give you, say, 4 options, and you'll have to choose the right one, right? What is arbitrage? Anybody remembers?
Sir, I think it's buying at one place and selling at another, so that you profit from the difference.
Simultaneous, yes. Simultaneously sale of in one market and purchase in another market. Like gold is selling at 1,000 rupees in Nepal and it's selling at 800 rupees in India. So you buy in India and sell in Nepal and make a profit. So it's zero risk. Like that, we discussed several terminologies. It went into, I think so, around how many terminologies were there? More than 150, I think, right? Easily, right?
Yes, sir. Easily, very easily.
So we did lots of those. So please go through the terminology. Each of the terminology might come as a 1 mark question. It's a huge chapter. And the important thing is, don't just study it for the sake of writing your exam. Study it because your business knowledge will improve. So tomorrow when you actually become a chartered accountant, if people talk to you about any business terminology, you'll be able to
understand it
in a much better manner. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
the chapter with the companies, so the companies and the CEOs and
Yeah.
CFOs.
Yes.
So for how many marks approximately, maybe, can we expect the chapter? Will it be over 5 marks?
Yeah, around 4 to 5 minutes. That's why I'm doing a model test paper now, which has been released by the institute, so that
Mock
you
test
will
paper.
get mock test paper, so that you will get an idea about how many marks come from each
Chapter.
chapter.
Yes, sir.
So we'll start with the mock paper.
Yes, sir. Okay, this is the first set of mock papers which has been released. I'll keep going on. Please keep answering as soon as you know. Okay.
And if
Marketing,
you don't know
finance.
and if you don't know, she'll read out the answer. We are not going to waste time. Okay.
Yeah. Marketing, finance, operations, human behavior, law and policy, economics, all together derive BCK. What does it tell about BCK's domains? C. BCK is eclectic.
Yeah.
The other options were BCK is vast, expanding, or vague. The eclectic is the right answer because it is deriving. Yeah. Gain for one is a loss for someone else. This concept can be understood by which of the following characteristics of business environment: dynamic, far-reaching impact, multifaceted, complex.
Multifaceted.
No. One more chance.
far-reaching impact.
Chinmay?
You want me to read the answer?
Yeah.
Okay. It is dynamic.
Dynamic.
Because it's changing now. Okay.
2 people got the wrong answer, but 1 person got the right answer who saw the answer. Okay. So.
Yeah. Next, Bank of Madura was acquired by which of these? ICICI Bank, State Bank of India, Life Insurance Corporation of India, HDFC Bank. Bank of Madura. Madurai, I think it should be.
This is on the 3rd chapter.
Yeah. Anybody? I don't think anybody knows the answer for this. It's C. Life Insurance Corporation of India. Bank of Madurai was taken by LIC. Policy context has a core motive behind it, which is economic welfare, GDP growth, holistic development, social welfare.
Answer is, it's only policy development. Okay, so it's not business policy development.
Social welfare.
So see, that's why I told you. I gave you a hint also, then you are not getting the answer. Okay. Social welfare, all policies are made to help the society. That's why social welfare. Okay, now I'll give for some context to the answers. Otherwise, they'll think I'm simply sitting. Okay, go to the next one.
Yeah. Which of the following is not a function of RBI? Promoting of banking, collection of foreign institutional data, banker to government, funding NABARD.
Okay, when you all don't get the answers, no, how do you all do it? To see each one of them. First one is what?
Here is the longest.
Huh?
Here is the longest. That's what you go for a guess.
No, otherwise, see, if you are finding it difficult, no, this BCK, how many questions are there? 40, right?
Yes, sir.
If there is no negative marking, mark everything A. At least 10 will be right.
No, negative marking is there.
Oh, then you are in trouble. Because if you mark everything A means 10, no? A, or mark everything B.
Can't do that, sir.
You can't do that. Oh, okay, sad.
Go for at least whichever is the longest answer. If you are wanting to guess, if you have already.
No.
Yeah, I don't think you should take a risk because negative marking is there.
Or what you do is you write 1, 2, 3, 4 on a paper and just close your eyes and put your finger on that. Whatever comes, you.
Just don't go for any vague guessing. Okay, if you know you right, otherwise leave it.
Or make 4 paper chits and take it over there. A, B, C, D. Keep shuffling it.
Sir, you're asking them to get caught with the chits.
Keep shuffling it over there. Whatever. Hey, no, but this is easy, man. Come on. Okay, I'm going to ask people to tell this.
A, promotion of a banking.
Promotion of banking. Doesn't it help ranking? Yes. So this is a function. What?
Yes.
It's not, no, sir.
No. Okay, wait.
Sir, It is, no, sir.
Promotion of a banking.
Promotion of
Promotion
bank.
of
Of
bank.
banking.
Promotion
I
of its bank is okay. Why not? Why banking?
Wait. Okay, let's go from backwards. Then we'll narrow down. Okay, D is what? Does it fund NABARD?
NABARD.
Yes, it
Yes,
funds
it does.
NABARD.
Funding
Okay, so
NABARD. Yes, it
it
is.
funds. So this is the third one. Say C.
Banker to the government.
Banking
Definitely it
sector.
is. Okay, now BCB.
B is collection of foreign institutional data. Obviously.
It corrects foreign institutional data from the IMF. Yeah.
Yeah, because Indian, you need it for the Indian banking. No?
No, you needed to set policies and all that, right?
Yeah, for policies and all that.
Promotion of banking. What you said is right.
I said promotion of banking.
Yeah. So
The highest price the buyer is willing.
I'll tell you why. Yeah. You
It's
tell me
called
what. Yeah. She has a
ask
doubt. She
Badla.
doesn't. Yeah.
Who has a doubt?
I do have a doubt.
Then why are you sitting like
I
a
am
cat
telling-
louder?
Sir, why is it promotion of banking? Why is it
See,
wrong?
the reason is that RBI doesn't release literature to make banking popular across the country or something like that, right? Correct or no? So promotion of banking is basically advertisements and that why don't you bank, open a Jan Dhan account, etc. That is not done directly by the
RBI.
RBI, and that's it. Okay.
Sir, the RBI doesn't do anything like that. Like open an account or something.
No,
Right.
the RBI is the central bank. No, commercial banks open accounts.
Okay, sir.
You can't open an account with RBI. You can open an account with Canara Bank or.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir, but I've seen a few ads on television, sir, about
Safety.
from RBI. What is that, sir?
That is like basically not to promote banking, it's to promote awareness about banking.
Okay.
Understand?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Next question.
Mm.
I won't share the screen now. The highest
Share.
price.
Share.
I won't share now. Let them think and the highest price the buyer is willing to pay is called bid, ask, badla, or beta.
Badla.
Bid.
Beta.
Bid.
Not beta. Beta.
Bid. Isn't it
I was
bid?
wondering what beta was, and then I was like, no, it's not beta, it's beta.
Beta measures market risk. Okay, so in case you all don't know how much the market, the stock is moving as compared to the market, that is called beta. Beta is a market risk for us. Then badla is basically when you have a forward transaction. When you don't pay on one day and you pay the next day, it is called badla. Ask and bid are the two things where you have to be questioned. Bid is when you buy something. Ask is when you sell something.
Also.
Correct. So this is bid. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next. Yeah.
The structure in which there is separation of ownership and management is called
This
sole
you all should
proprietorship,
know.
partnership, company, all business organizations.
Company. Isn't it? You all know that, right?
Company.
Yeah.
Ownership and
Mehul
management
sir.
is the same in sole proprietorship. Right? It's a separate in company. Go to the next one.
They'd rather say Mehul sir in the exam, sir. Mehul sir
Yeah.
knows.
Mehul sir knows.
Yeah. Which of the following is not in
1 minute. I feel like speaking like Mehul sir. How are you all doing, guys, today?
Nice one. He
Hope you're all
starts
doing
with-
well, guys. He starts like that, no?
Yeah, he starts with good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well.
Hope you're all doing well today. Correct or no?
Yeah.
And somebody should say, no, sir, we are in the well.
Oh God, we never want to say something like that.
No, sir. Good, so that's felt like okay. Company now. We'll go to next one. Poor Mehul sir.
Which of the following is not an example? Not an example of socio-cultural environment. Role of women in society, rising income, family structure, educational levels.
Educational
Right.
level is a demographic environment, correct or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which of the
All the
following-
other three are socio-cultural. Okay, keep this in mind. Fast. We are running out
Which
of
of the
time.
following is founded by two Danish engineers taking refuge in India? Cipla, L&T,
Larsen
Flipkart,
Total.
NTPC.
L&T.
L&T.
Very good.
Larson
Policy
and
formulation
Trudeau.
process is unidirectional, bidirectional, multidirectional, single point of contact oriented.
What? Read the question.
Policy formulation process is
Uh.
unidirectional
Mhm.
or bidirectional or
Mhm.
multidirectional or single point of contact oriented.
Multi-directional.
Multi-directional.
Brilliant. Free and fair competition ensures all except punishing the laggards, boosts fixed choice preference of customers, increases efficiency, encourages innovation.
What's the second one?
Boosts fixed choice preference of customers.
Boost fixed choice preference. Huh?
Yes.
I think it's
Option C.
Option B.
B.
How
What's
many
the-
B's, how many D's, how many C's?
Who wants to say?
That's B.
B, everyone raise your hand. B. Okay. 4 people with B. No, 5 people with B. Now D, raise your hand. D. D for donkey.
C
Okay.
for?
C. Naveen Hegde. Obne. A. ಯಾವ್ದು ಅಂತಾನೆ ಮರ್ತೋಯ್ತು. Punishing the laggards. Okay. B got the highest votes. That's boost fixed choice of choice preference preference of customers. But the answer is A, punishing the laggards. Free and fair competition. Yeah, free and fair competition ensures all except for punishing the laggards.
Free and fair competition punishes the laggards, no? If
I'm
you
so
don't.
sorry. B is the answer. I saw the question wrong. Sorry.
B, I'm telling you from that time when you're not listening to me. You don't have fixed choice because you have multiple choices.
Security.
So all the B's are right.
Then,
Okay, go to the next one.
next, security whose price is derived from another underlying asset is called derivative options, forwards, or futures.
Derivative.
Very good. Derivative is the right answer. Go to the next one.
Maximum number of members in a private limited company are
200.
200.
Mehul.
Mehul sir. Environmental analysis helps in providing input for strategic decision making, turning threats to firms' advantage, anticipate opportunities, and to take optimal responses. All of the above.
All of
the above.
Which one of the following is not a foreign company? Dr. Reddy's Laboratories.
Dr. Reddy's Laboratories Limited.
Privatization may not be of conceptualized in form.
Which are the other 3 options you tell me? No?
Walmart, Nestle, HP.
Definitely Dr. Reddy. How can they give Dr. Reddy and all that? Stupid people, yeah.
Exactly, sir.
You should give in last name too, bro. Something.
Huh?
Yeah.
Privatization may not be of conceptualized in form of divestment, disinvestment, dedication, displacement.
Dedication. All the 3 are other means of privatization. I've already told you this, right?
Yeah. Which one of the following is not a steady function as one body?
In fact, that C1 should have been franchised, then it will be all 4. Okay, yeah. Go read it.
Quasi-legislative, quasi-judicial, quasi-fiscal, quasi-executive.
Quasi-fiscal. Remember, legislative, executive, and judicial, I just now told you, right? Fiscal is nothing to do with the... Guys, in case you think we're going fast, you don't worry about it. You all can have the mock test papers and do it in leisure. We are just seeing the type of questions which are coming, okay?
Yeah. Next is ADR stands for American Deficit Record, American Depository Receipt.
Yes.
Asset depreciation.
That's the answer. American Depository.
HUF cannot comprise members of a Hindu and Sikh family, Jain family, Buddhist family, Muslim family. With due respect to all family.
Muslim family.
The term PESEL analysis is used to describe a framework for analyzing macro environment, micro environment, both macro and micro environment, none of the above.
Macro.
Indian LPG is the product of which corporation in India? IOCL, NTPC, ONGC, PGCIL.
Indian.
ONGC.
First one.
Indian, IOCL, no.
IOCL, Indian operation. Okay.
I like your reflex action, sir.
No,
As soon
because
as he
he's telling
tells
as
soon as he told
no,
ONGC, he was like,
ONGC, because ONGC doesn't mean sell gas, that's why. ONGC doesn't, although its name is Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, they don't sell gas. You get gas only in your house from Indian, Bharat Gas, and that other one, no? HP,
Yeah.
Hindustan.
Yes. Next, simplification of trade restrictions related to import is example of globalization, privatization, disinvestment, aggregation.
Globalization.
Banking, the RBI has been vested with extensive power to control and supervise commercial banking system under the RBI Act of 1934, Banking Regulation Act of 1949, both A and B, or the Companies Act of 2013.
Both A and B?
A and B.
Banking
Next,
regulation.
dash is a strategy that is used to minimize the risk of a particular investment and maximize the returns of an investment. Cap, encryption, hedge, term insurance.
Hedging.
Which of the following is not an economic objective of the firm? Sales growth, improvement of market share, profit and return on investment, conservation of natural resources.
Conservation of natural
resources.
That was the most wrong answer you could ever get. So it's very easy.
Yeah,
Mark incorrect. Partnership implies contractual ownership of business. Liability of partner is limited to the extent of one's share capital. The contract is an agreement enforceable at law, is called deed. Deed may be registered in India under the Partnership Act of 1932.
Option B.
B, limited liability.
Yeah.
Who is the present CEO and MD of Larsen and Turbo, that is L&T Limited? Keshav Pandey, K.R. Krishan Murthy, S.N. Subramanian, D. None of these.
I don't know this one.
I don't know.
I don't think anybody knows that. It's C, that is S.N. Subramanian.
Okay.
For a name like Larsen and Turbo, the Subramanian just doesn't go well.
It doesn't sound well. Like for Pepsi, Indranu, it didn't go well, yeah.
Yeah. Which of the following statements about RBI is incorrect? It deals largely with government, central and state banks. Its role is to ensure monetary stability, including stability of domestic price levels. One of its missions is to protect the interest of policy holders. The RBI is the sole authority for issue of currency in India.
Policy holders is insurance. It's nothing to do with Reserve Bank, right?
Yes.
So see, this is easy. These are easy ones. Okay. Next.
Economic reforms introduced in India in 1992 are called LPG, that refers to liquidation of loss.
No, we did that. Liberalization, privatization, globalization. So don't even have to go through this. Go to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, but the options given are different.
What is it? Liquidity?
Liquidation of loss-making units, popularize public-private partnership, good governance, none of the above.
None of the above.
None of the above.
Setting low prices in order to discourage or deter potential new entrants to the suppliers market. Preemptive pricing, price sensitivity, price discrimination, price elasticity.
Preemptive.
Preemptive.
That in the beginning itself, you set a very low price so that people don't come into the market. Preemptive means before. Okay.
Before, okay.
Yeah.
Mark the correct. Hindu Succession Act of 1956 is applicable in in HUF. LLP firm may be constituted on basis of LLP Act of 2009. A dormant company registered under Companies Act of 2013. All are correct.
The
Option
first
D is wrong.
Yeah,
But it's LLP Act 2008.
8. I was wondering whether you guys observed. Very good, yeah. PESL refers to political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors affecting business. All these are external factors. All these constitute macro environment. All of the above.
All of the above.
All of the above.
All of them.
Which company has businesses in hotels, FMCG, and information technology? Wipro
ITC.
Limited, HUL, Infosys, ITC.
ITC.
ITC. Identify the one which may be considered as a public policy, a decision by a government, by a central government to purchase a fleet of cars, an old building to be demolished by municipal corporation. All citizens are to be provided with biometric Aadhaar card. Government passes a special resolution to change the name of a park.
Option C.
Which affects the public at large, no? That's biometric Aadhaar card, not random. Yeah, okay. Let's go to the next one.
Which who was the regulatory body for the controlling financial affairs in India before SEBI?
Before SEBI,
CCI,
it was
RBI, IRDAI, or Government of India?
CCI, Controller of Capital Issues.
Yes. What is consolidation? It is an expense that is supposed to reflect the loss in value of a fixed asset. Combination of two or more entities that occurs when the entities transfer all their net assets to a new entity created for that purpose. Potential liability arising from past transaction or a subsequent event. Costs that can be attributed clearly to the activity you are considering.
B.
That is combination, the longest answer.
Yeah.
Who is the present chairman of Wipro Limited? Azim Premji, Rishad Premji, Thierry Delaporte. Thierry Delaporte? Okay. D, A, and B.
I feel is that Delaporte.
C.
Sir, Azim Premji is not the chairman.
He is the mentor.
I believe it is Rishad Premji.
Just check it up.
I'll just check the answer. 37th. No, this is. It is B. Yeah, Rishad Premji.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's Rishad Premji.
Oh, then might be I read something different. They had appointed somebody.
Okay.
Rishad Premji is just a
I've
doctor.
heard about.
He's a CEO, sir.
C. I have a feeling it's C.
Sir, Thierry Delaporte, I think he's a. Yes, sir, he's a CEO.
CEO. Okay, this is chairman and managing director. Okay.
Yeah, this is.
Okay, I got confused.
Yeah. Business and technology are interrelated, interrelated and interdependent. D, none of the above.
Interrelated and interdependent.
C. Okay. Self-help groups are catered specifically by all development banks, SIDBI, RBI, NABARD.
Self-help group is when 2 or 3 women get together to finance together. They start their own business. So which of these? Will RBI do it? No. Which are the options? One is?
All development banks.
Right. All development banks.
NABARD. SIDBI. What is SIDBI?
It's a Small Industrial Development Bank of India. What's the answer? It should be all development banks or NABARD? I'm getting confused. NABARD. Yeah.
Government decides to spend 400 crores in the next 5 years for the benefit of women entrepreneurs in India. This is an example of fiscal policy, monetary policy, FDI policy, industrial policy.
Industrial, I think.
What's the last one?
I think it should be fiscal policy.
No. It's neither fiscal nor... what policy is this? Read it out, the answer.
Government decides to spend 400 crores in the next 5 years for the benefit of women entrepreneurs in India. This is an example of fiscal policy or monetary policy or FDI policy or industrial policy.
And either it's fiscal or the last one. No, it won't be industrial. It will be fiscal only. What
fiscal only, sir?
Fiscal only. Fiscal is basically revenue and expenditure of the government is called fiscal. So they're spending 400 crores.
Yeah.
Correct or no? That's right. Got it, all of y'all?
Yes.
So then what is an industrial policy there?
Industrial policy, this is entrepreneurs, right? So industrial policy will be that all industries will have to be regulated, means will have to have only an emission of 2.5 tons per annum or something like that, right? Or something. All industries will come under the purview of the government of India if they do some non-rubbish thing. So all those are industrial policies, correct?
Sir, so policies facilitating industries to grow, won't they be industrial policies?
But it's for already established industries, right? So this is for growth of women entrepreneurs, right? As such, correct? What you're saying is also in one way, yeah. But I don't think so. This is an industrial policy are more like this. Like for example, the steel industry will get an incentive of 2,000 rupees from the government, and they are more industry specific. They are not general in nature. Understand? Right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Done, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so all of y'all, best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
So may you shade the right areas in the exam, and then I'll check y'all up in intermediate.
Yes, sir.
And we'll do well there. So all the best, all of y'all.